living in a cot. And then I said, Mom, what are you doing? She said, no. Then she's filling in her bag, getting her lipstick out. She said, I must put my lipstick on. Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Sean.
hey,
Yeah.
How you doing?
How are you?
all good, thank you.
Have you got no sleeves on again?
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, Karen van Helsdingers.
When you move around all the time, you don't get cold.
Yes. Well,
Huh?
I was making supper and what have you, and I was fine. And then as I sat down to put on the computer, I thought, I'll get my jersey.
It's a little cool, but it's not too bad.
This weather's crazy.
Yeah. We're going to be cooking up in Joburg. It's supposed to be 32 or 33 on Friday.
It's pouring
Oh,
with rain in
red.
Pretoria.
Yeah, but from the rest of the week, it's all hot.
Oh, that's okay.
No,
We
they
sit
need
in
the
an air
rain.
conditioner. Yeah, it's pouring in Pretoria. John says, it's raining.
Yeah, it's going to be cooking hot for the rest of the week, which is fine. It'll rain again on Sunday after we leave.
Yeah. It's nice actually. That weather there is beautiful.
Hello, Mandy.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Steve. Hi,
Hello,
John. Hi,
Mandy.
Debbie.
Hello, Mandy.
Hi there.
Hello, Sean.
Hi.
I'm Steve.
Hello,
Hello, Jen.
meneer.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jen.
She's on mute.
She's incognito.
Yeah. Well, I've got everybody on here because I think everybody here is going along to Summit. Do you want me to collect your bags for you on Friday?
I've got them
Yes, please.
sorted. I've got them sorted. Thanks, Sean.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Have you got them already? You stupid kid. Causing grief. Okay. Then I'll go collect mine on Friday. Hello.
No, I've got everybody's.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Hi, guys.
So you're
Oh,
bringing it
my
up with you.
word. Hello, Dominique.
Hi.
So I don't have to go and visit anybody on Friday.
No, just wait for us and then
Okay.
say hello.
What time are you arriving?
We should be with you guys at about 11, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time is the party starting or the dinner?
6.
I think it's half past 5 or 6 or something.
6,
Yeah.
according to last night.
Yeah. Don't be too encouraged about it. I mean, I hate cocktails. You know that cocktail talking before you do anything?
small chit
Oh,
chat.
small chit
Oh,
chat.
I love it.
Oh,
Okay, we'll go prospecting downstairs.
that's a good idea, Sean.
I hate small talk. I don't know about you guys. All the small
Yeah.
talk
Ah,
before and after. I know.
100%.
me
Can't be
too.
bothered.
Just before you go in for supper or whatever, and then, but they've usually, what's nice is they usually put on something. The last time we went, I think Sean, you and Dina were there as well.
Yeah.
They had a lady in a bowl.
Yes. That was fascinating.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Totally naked.
Was that a new lab thing you're going to, Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a consistency
Oh.
dinner.
No, she was playing
Okay.
the violin.
Oh,
As she
gosh.
wasn't.
I should have actually phoned you, Dom, because we've got to dress up as something Gatsby.
Oh, boy.
40.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Maybe Dom knows what I should be doing, what I should be wearing.
Just Google
Well,
it.
let me know what you're looking at and what you need to and how it is. What's something Gatsby?
I get that
Yeah,
red feather.
I've got it now. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, gosh.
And
I
John was,
hate costume. I hate dressing up, Debbie. I tell you what, if I could be invited to in anybody's party. If I can avoid it, the moment you say dress up, I'm looking for an excuse to avoid it. I
Yep.
yeah,
hate it.
John likes to dress up. I
No, I
don't.
don't.
No, you do, yeah.
No,
When I was
there's
young.
costume parties with themes and all this. Oh my God, I run a mile. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
they always do that. But then I thought, no, because I don't have to. Anyway,
Sean's prepared a lot.
it's something like this.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly right.
Oh, wow.
The same.
oh no. Oh,
So it
no.
should be fun.
With your mini
She's
skirt.
a Red Indian score.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh dear. And John's got braces and a handicap cap. Calls it
No,
a
no.
handicap.
The last time I went to a costume party was for some friend's anniversary of RG years ago. Must have been about 20 years ago. I was dressed as a prostitute, and I had a short skirt and a short tight skirt that I'd given to my daughter. I said, "Bring the skirt back there." She had fishnet stockings. I put the things on, all sorts. I piled up the makeup on my eyes. My husband says, "Don't put too much makeup." Just when I get arrested, they think I picked up a prostitute. It
You
was
must have
funny, but oh no, you're making yourself ridiculous in a costume is not my thing. I promise you.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not meant to make ourselves ridiculous. We're meant to make ourselves beautiful.
So,
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday evening. Our Tech Tuesday, we're diving in a little bit deeper on the training side of things at the moment and learning all about the 45-second presentation. And if you don't know what that is, well, we'll go through it. We've been going through it a little bit. And this is a way that has been described by Don Failer as a simple way of building the business, explaining exactly what network marketing is and what it isn't, because a lot of people have got an incorrect concept of what the business actually is and how effective it is. So by sending them this 45-second presentation, we can save ourselves probably about an hour to 2 hours worth of presentations. And yes, this particular training is taking a good few weeks, but if you're sending people just the first 4 chapters of the book, they can read through it at their own time. You've saved yourself a whole lot of time. They get an idea. At the end of the 4 chapters, which they can either listen to or read, whichever they prefer, they will know exactly what it is, what it isn't, are they willing to do the business or not? If not, no big deal. Would you be open to looking at some of the products? But you've saved yourself time, you've saved yourself effort. They've saved themselves a lot of torture of sitting through something that they weren't interested in. And everybody is happy. And you go on to the next one. So we've started off the last couple of weeks and shown you a little bit about what it is all about so far. And I'm going to continue now. Just hide myself. Okay. So we're covering the training of the 45-second presentation that will change your life. This is written by Don Failer many years ago, but still very, very, very relevant today. So we've gone through a couple of things already, and we're going to put it all together now. So now that you understand the fundamentals of network marketing, let's take a look at the bigger picture. The other main objective of what we've learned so far is to give you the ability to get your prospect into a general discussion about network marketing and to explain the differences between retailing, direct sales, and network marketing. 3 distinct, different things. And unfortunately, a lot of people have the misconception of it being retailing or direct sales. They don't understand network marketing. So then you should have a good start at sponsoring them into your particular network marketing organization. This training is genetic. It covers any and all network marketing programs because they all work the same principle. They've each got probably different products. They've each got their own little nuances and specific compensation plans. But at the end of the day, network marketing is network marketing. And as I started earlier, network marketing and direct sales are currently doing in excess of $1.67 billion annually. You don't even want to try and convert that into rands. It's just a figure that's beyond certainly my comprehension. This is not a Mickey Mouse business. Or maybe it is a Mickey Mouse business, because have you seen what the value is of the Mickey Mouse business? This is big business. Most people don't realize that network marketing is that big. A lot of people think it's for desperate housewives who just want to make a little bit of extra money and they're being conned into wasting their time. And if they only understood what this business actually is and what it can actually do, they will be absolutely blown away. Network marketing or multi-level marketing has been in our midst for 75 years already. And probably a little bit more, because this book is quite old. Some companies have been around since just after World War II and are doing $1 billion in sales or more each year. I think our company is pretty close to that. Certainly been around since just after World War II. There is one company that did over $1.5 million in its first year of operation. In its second year, it went over 10 million. For its third year, it projected $50 million. The goal is to reach 1 billion per year by the end of its fifth year. Do you think it's feasible? I think it did. The principles explained throughout this training make those kind of goals reachable. That's impressive by any standard. How many businesses do you know? Think of a normal brick and mortar business that starts up and does over $1 million. If you really want to convert that, works out at about 19 million or 18 million rand in their first year. I don't think there's any that can claim to do that. It probably takes them about 5 years to maybe come close to 1 million rand, if they're lucky. Network marketing is one of the viable ways for inventors or manufacturers to put new products on the market without having $1 million and without having to totally give up their products to someone else. Think of the stock market. Even better, network marketing gives you the opportunity to share the extraordinary financial benefits that come with this economic model. And that's what we will explain in the following chapter. So we go to chapter 2, and this little booklet covers the first 4 chapters of the book, the 45-second presentation. And we start off with what's called the 2 times 2 is 4 napkin presentation, otherwise known as the napkin presentation number 1. And where does the word napkin presentation come from? This whole system is designed that you can take somebody to a local coffee shop, use the napkin or the serviette as we know it over here on the table, take a pen, plain ordinary simple pen, nothing fancy, nothing expensive like a smartphone or an iPad or a laptop or whatever, and you simply go 2 times 2 is 4 on the serviette or the napkin. This shows people how simple the business is, how duplicatable the business is, and how inexpensive the business is. It's probably costing you a cup of coffee. Now that you have a good fundamental understanding of network marketing, let's assume that you're pursuing your goal of financial freedom and are now in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're introducing your first prospect for your organization to network marketing. It's time for your first napkin presentation. You can show prospects this presentation before they see the specific network marketing program or vehicle you want to share with them. So before they see our presentation, that 15-minute presentation that we do, you're going to go through the napkin presentations. It's an absolute must to show them this presentation as soon as possible after you have introduced them to your program. You want their thinking to be going in the right direction from day one. Don't let them get any misconceptions. What this will do is to take the proverbial monkey off their back. If they think they have to go out and sponsor the world to make a large amount of money in network marketing. This presentation will also show them how important it is to work with their people and to help them get started. Our downlines, our sponsors, our people that we sponsor into the business, they're not working for us. We are actually working for them. And as you read through our first napkin presentation, picture yourself with your prospect. Note how easy it is to present and how it's not difficult to maintain a casual, friendly, and very informative atmosphere. So how does this presentation go? The presentation starts by writing down 2 times 2 is 4, etc., and multiplying on down as shown in the left side. There we go. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. If you're not a mathematician, try and memorize these things. It works a little bit better. We tell a joke to people that if you sponsor someone who can't do this right, as in multiplying 2 by 2, you should probably pass because you're going to have trouble working with them. We're not talking higher grade algebra or geometry or whatever other fancy mathematical term there is these days. It's very, very basic maths. To the right of the 2 times 2 column, write 3 times 3. That looks like this. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. You'll see that we start using the word sponsor at this stage. We also start using the word teach. Here's what you say. Over here, you sponsor 3 people and you teach these 3 to sponsor 3, making 9 more. Then you teach your 3 people how to teach those 9 to sponsor, and now you have 27. Going on down, 1 more level, you will have 81. Notice the difference between 16 and 81. Total is 65. The real difference is 1. Bring it to their attention and ask them if they would agree that it's a pretty good difference. Then point out to them the real difference is actually just 1. Everybody only sponsored 1 more. You will usually pick up some reaction from this, but continue right on. It gets better. As they say in the classics, but there's more. Continue by saying, let's say you sponsor 4 people into the business. Moving to the right of the 3 by 3 column, you again run down a column of figures, writing them down as you speak. Let's see what happens if everybody sponsored only 2 more. So 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, times 4 is 256. The total difference, 240 between the 16 and the 256. But the real difference is actually only 2. As you continue to write, you say, you sponsor 4 and teach them to sponsor 4. Then you help your 4 to teach the 16 they have to sponsor 4, adding 64 to your group. Working down only 1 more level, and before you know it, your group is 256 more people. And again, you point out, now that's getting to be a considerable difference right there, but you'll usually catch some sort of reaction again as they begin to pick up the concept. And cutting in, they will say, before you do, the real difference is that everybody only sponsored 2 more. And we ended with 5. They will usually pick up on it by now and mentally or verbally follow right along with you as you write in the final column of figures. But now you can leave out sponsoring and teaching, writing down the figures and commenting. 5 times 5 equals 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 is 625. Now that is a fantastic difference. Again now, the real difference is that everybody only had to sponsor 3 more. But we need to focus on the bottom line. Most people can relate to sponsoring 1, 2, or 3 more, but usually find it difficult to relate to the figures on the bottom line. 16, 81, 256, and 625. So picture yourself in the last column, having had the time to sponsor 5 serious people into the program. The 5 at the top of the column represent the ones you sponsored who want to get serious about building a business of their own. You may have to sponsor 10, 15, or 20 people to get these 5 serious business builders. However, once you totally understand all 10 of the napkin presentations, you will find that the people you sponsor will get serious quicker than people who come into organizations and don't know this material, because it'll be like a leaking bucket. They come in, they go out, come in, they go out. And this training will teach you how to work with them so that they will get serious sooner. And there's your 5 times 5. Just move me a little bit smaller. There we go. Oops. Notice in figure on the left side that when you have sponsored 5 and they have sponsored 5 and so forth right on down the line, you add all these circled figures up and you will have 780 serious people in your organization. Now, there's an important difference between organization size and sales. I'm just going to minimize me over here. So this is getting in the way. Doing this will help you answer the question, doesn't somebody have to sell the product? Anyone who's been in network marketing has heard that question before, probably numerous times. Just go through this napkin presentation with them and explain that 2 times 2 is 4, right on up to 780 distributors. Then explain that in any kind of network marketing organization, if you have 780 people just using the product or service themselves, you have a tremendous volume. Imagine 780 people in your organization using the breakfast pack at 100 PV. 100 times 780. I'll let you do the maths on that. And this doesn't even include the people who are not serious business builders, but who are just product or service buyers. So 780 people using just 100 PV, excluding your sales and a few other people with their sales. Now can you understand where Charlie's making his money? To briefly elaborate, if you are building your business right, in the process of sharing your opportunity, you will have some who will not take advantage of it. You will find that many of these people will become either wholesale buyers or retail customers. Now, getting back to how the business grows, if these 780 distributors have just got 10 customers from among their friends, relatives, and acquaintances, that's 7,800 customers. Forget the business builders. Add to that the 780 distributors in your organization. Do you think 8,580 customers plus the product or service buyers will be able to provide you with a profitable enterprise? If you are a senior manager, do you know what your check is? If you are a director, do you know what your check is? Now, cast your mind to just our Eagle team. How many people are in the Eagle team? Those figures are absolutely mind-blowing. I can't even wrap my brain around it. This is how you make a lot of money in any business, having a lot of people just doing a little bit. And all you have to do is use your own personal 100 points. do you think that you could afford to purchase product to the value of 100 points if you had 8,500 customers, not to mention 780 distributors? But remember, you are only working with 5 serious people, not a whole army, not all 8,500. So this is the critical frontline. Don says that he and Nancy run into people constantly in other network marketing programs, as well as their own, who are amazed at how fast their own organizations have grown. They have been in their programs longer than the failures have, but are scratching the think tank on top of their necks and asking, what are you doing that I'm not doing? The response to them is, how many people in your front line are you working with? In other words, how many people in your nursery are you working with? The front line is those people directly sponsored by you. They are also called your first level distributors. And what is Charlie as a 5-diamond director? He only needs 18 frontline distributors who are directors. That's all. Not 8,500, 18 minimum to be a 5-diamond director. Have you seen Charlie's checks recently? They will usually have figures anywhere from 25 to 50 or more of your first level distributors. There are people in network marketing who have over 100 in their frontline. But once you understand the principles outlined in this presentation, you'll pass those people in 6 months, even though they have been in their organizations for 6 to 8 years. So commit to no more than 5. And as we go into networking presentation number 2, covering the salesman feature, the salesman failure syndrome in network marketing, I'll give you a simple parallel showing why having so many frontline people isn't good. Consider the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, and the Coast Guard. From the lowest private up to the top brass, nobody has more than 5 or 6 people they are trying to directly supervise. There may be some rare exceptions, but think about it. Here we have military organizations with hundreds of years of experience, and they don't think anybody should supervise more than 5 or 6 people. Knowing that, tell me why people get into a network marketing organization and think they can effectively work with 50 people in their front line. They just can't do it. That's why a lot of them fail, and you'll see why as we continue. You shouldn't try to work with more than 5 serious people at any given time. However, make sure that when you sponsor them, you start working down group. There is a point when they won't need you and then can break away and start another line on their own. Once you've duplicated yourself and you've taught your people how to duplicate as well, you can back out and you work with your next ones. This will also free you up to work with yet another serious person, keeping your number of those that you are working closely with at 5. Some programs may allow you to be effective with only 3 or 4 at a time, but none that I know of can be effectively built with more than 5. As you continue, you'll see how these napkin presentations tie into and build upon each other. If questions occur to you, you'll probably find that they are answered as you progress through the training. So, next one, salespeople failure syndrome, which is napkin presentation number 2. Over the years, it has been noticed that some experienced salespeople can have a difficult time making the transition to network marketing. This is the issue we address in napkin presentation number 2. When putting together a network marketing organization, it's better to sponsor 10 good teachers than 10 good salespeople. Of course, sales professionals can be a tremendous asset to your organization if, like everyone else, They go through the 10 napkin presentations and thoroughly understand them. Most people get confused by the statement above, but remember, they still don't understand that network marketing is a method of marketing. We are not sponsoring people into a direct sales organization. We are sponsoring them into a network marketing program. Much of the time, the problem you will have with a salesperson is that when they see the high quality of the product you represent, they want to take off and start selling. They can put their own presentation together. They don't need us to tell them how to sell. They're the professionals. The point is, we don't want to tell them how to sell. However, we do want to teach them how to sponsor, teach, and build a large, successful network marketing organization. Sales professionals, and anyone for that matter, can do just that without selling anything in the normal sense and definition of the word selling. If anybody asks you and says to you, I can't sell, ask them what their definition of the word selling means, or what it means to them. If you don't take the time to sit down with them and explain a few simple things about network marketing and why it is different than direct selling, then the tendency is for them to go off in the wrong direction. As we continue on with the napkin presentation, we will give you a few examples, but right now we'll turn to napkin presentation number 2 that explains the salespeople failure syndrome. Let me get myself out of the way over here. So you make the presentation and we've got a picture of you in your first downline. And then you've got a few other people. So we're going to get into teaching mode here. Refer to figure 3 and follow along with me, this being figure 3 to my right. Keep in mind that when you begin to form your own network marketing organization, you'll be making this presentation yourself. Most people think, and especially salespeople, that if you sponsor someone, you have duplicated your effort. Draw the 2 circles, one under the other, you and the person underneath. There was 1, and now there are 2. Sounds logical, but it's not true. The reason why it's not true is that if the person represented by the top circle, who's you, the sponsor, goes away, the one he or she sponsored will go away also. That person certainly won't stay. You must explain to the people in your organization if they truly want to duplicate themselves, they have to be at least 3 levels deep. And just thinking of this, think of a couple who've gotten married. And I was listening to a talk this morning. This couple were in the military in the States and they got into network marketing, but he was a pilot and she was in the Marines. And for the first 4 years of their married life, they spent only very, very brief amounts of time together. The result was they couldn't duplicate themselves. Once they started able to spend a little bit more time together, they now have 7 children. I think they've effectively duplicated themselves, but they had to be together to duplicate. Think of your marriage. If you don't have your partner with you, can you duplicate? I'll let your imagination go from there. You must explain to the people in your organization that if they truly want to duplicate themselves, they have to be at least 3 levels deep. Only then are they duplicated. Imagine your own sponsor dropped out before you had an opportunity to see if the program really did work. You would probably assume that it doesn't work because it didn't work for your sponsor. After that, he or she is your sponsor and certainly must know more about it than you. So 3 deep duplication is crucial. I'm running out of time over here. Let's say that you're here in figure 3, right? You in the top circle and you sponsor Tom. Right, Tom in the lower circle and connect the circles with a line. Now, if you leave and Tom doesn't know what to do because you haven't taught him, then that's the end of it. But if you do teach Tom how to sponsor, and he sponsors Carol, and you're going down, you're only beginning to duplicate yourself. However, if Tom doesn't learn how to teach Carol to sponsor, then again, it will fizzle out, and that's the end of it. You have to teach Tom how to teach Carol how to sponsor. Then she can sponsor Betty or whoever. Now you are 3 deep. If you go away to work with someone else or to a different area of the country, this subgroup will continue on. I emphasize, you have to go 3 deep. You have nothing until you are 3 deep, and only then are you duplicated. If you don't communicate anything but this one point to the people you sponsor, then you'll have the key. Then you'll have the key that will make you more successful than most others in network marketing programs. I'm going to stop right there because we only have about 2 minutes left. Does anybody have any comments or questions before I stop the recording?